So Rhys,
Yes.
what started your interest in cryptozoology?
Well, similar to you, really. Ever since I was a kid, I had an interest. I just always been fascinated with the world of the unknown. I guess it's the imagination I have and the exploration kind of aspect to it. The idea that we haven't conquered everything and that we shouldn't take the world we live in for granted. And so yeah, I guess when a lot of kids maybe grow out of that, I never did. So for me, it's about continuing the search to find answers, not only to what else is on this planet, but to our own existence, and anything that might help with that. I think is a worthy cause for our own time on this planet. So I won't rest till every cryptid is found.
So being a native New Zealander, a native Kiwi, what cryptids do you guys have in New Zealand?
Well, not a great deal, really. I guess we have some out-of-place animals. We have some moose that are reported to be down in Fjordland, which is a big forest region at the bottom of the South Island.
Those are pretty scary, huh?
Yeah. And they apparently were dropped there when they were very, very young. There was a small herd dropped there back in the 1930s, and no one ever saw them again. And now there's been reported sights of these moose in the forest.
Is that moose or meese?
It's moose.
Okay.
Or moosei.
Moosei?
Yeah, moosei. Other than that, I think we had a hairy mohow, which is our version of the Bigfoot, I guess, which was really possibly just an escaped ape that was found at some point in the 60s. There's also a Canterbury cat, an alien big cat, that's been seen down in the Christchurch. And there's been some recent reportings of that. You've probably seen that
Correct.
In the news. So I believe we've got some out-of-place animals, but nothing, certainly nothing from another dimension that I've seen. Although there is Maori legend of a taniwha, which is a version of the sea serpent that they believe in their folklore. Whether that's mythological or not is another question. Some believe it's more of a spiritual thing. Others believe that there is a tangible creature. But that's it. For me, it's always looking out from New Zealand's just like a little beautiful little village. We made Lord of the Rings, but really we don't have any of those creatures. We don't even have anything that Australia has, which is all those crazy, death-defying, ridiculous and amazing specimens. We don't even have snakes. We've just
no marsupials.
No marsupials. Well, there are some wallabies, but they were brought over from Australia. All we really have is bird life.
So what I hear about some kind of otter man or something.
That was Farrier talking about some otter. Do you know about that, Leon? There's an otter.
Yes, escaped.
It's not an otter man, though, is it?
No, unfortunately not an otter man. An otter escaped, and the country got up in arms and got very, very excited about an escaped otter.
So it's just a regular otter.
Just a regular otter.
It's hardly worth mentioning. An escaped otter. Yeah. That made the headlines in the 80s.
No.
We're still searching for him.
Yeah.
But your dad saw the mohow.
My father has actually seen the mohow monster in New Zealand. He's passed away now, unfortunately. But
the mohow monster?
Mohow monster.
He's passed away now?
No, my father has passed
okay.
away. Mohow monster may well have passed away because he's probably older than my father. But I maintain the truth that there is a hominid family in New Zealand, and where I grew up in particular, in the Coromandel Ranges, where the mohow monster, indeed where the mohow mountain actually is. Why he's called the mohow monster, because he's been seen on the mohow mountain range.
Of course.
And I believe that there's every chance that there is a hominid family there, not too dissimilar to the Yowie being in Australia.
Really?
And I think that there was a lot of sightings on it. There was a lot of sightings, and that particular region, that forest region, is huge. It's a massive unexplored area, there's every chance that there is actually a hominid there to be discovered. And my father actually saw it. Reputedly, he saw a beast in that area. Late at night, he drove those roads late at night all the time, and he saw many unexplained things. But one of them was he saw a large 7-foot, incredibly hairy figure walking on the side of the road as he was driving in that vicinity. Yeah, wow. So which excites the hell out of me, because if there is, we've got expeditions on our back door.
Yeah.
And with any luck, then the Bigfoot, the BFRO team can come to New Zealand.
Finding Bigfoot in New Zealand.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, they have mentioned it. Bobo did mention it. He'd be keen to come down and look for the mohow. But I really think we should, put some effort in. If I just didn't really go for it, that legend. But you seem to have more of a link to it.
Yeah, man.
And possibly we should check it out before Bobo and the gang turn up.
Well, remember on our radio show as well, on our radio show we had a number of people actually call in and say that they had seen, again, late at night, the classic, large hominid sighting reports, driving down, where that guy called us, he was on his way down to Taupo or Rotorua or something like that, and he was driving through a forestry road, and him and his girlfriend, very much like your sighting that you talked about, went straight past a large hominid, and then had the option of turning around and going back and looking at what it was. Decided, no way, we're going to keep driving.
Maybe you guys should come up with a name that starts with Y, because we got the Yowie, the Yeti, the Yeren.
Yes.
Yeah. So
the Yasmin.
The Yasmin.
The Yasmin.
The Kiwi Yasmin.
Yeah, that's quite good. Sounds like a lady. Just a lady. Possibly is a lady.
She might not have ginger balls.
Yeah. Oh, she might.
Do you want another margarita, buddy?
Yes, please. Yeah, I see Leon's got one, so I feel jealous.
You might as well feel another.
Yeah.
Peer pressure. It's hell, isn't it?
I think we could look into it more anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's down your neck of the woods, and would you agree that there's a lot of wilderness there that's perhaps untapped, though?
Definitely.
Really?
Hugely. I'm going to bring it up now on Google Earth and just show you just how crazy it is, how much
because
land
that's the thing that gets me. I know Fiordland is crazy untapped, but
well, maybe the mohow feeds on the moose.
Well, he's talking about a completely different province.
But
he could have moved.
He might have it airlifted. He might have it airlifted in.
If there's one, there's going to be more if they're going to survive. So, and it's a difficult one.
Okay, here we go.
Just because we just only have bird life in New Zealand.
You don't have any snakes at all?
No.
And Australia has like the most venomous snakes in the world.
Yeah.
How far is New Zealand from Australia?
Well, we're like a 3-hour flight or a 4-hour flight, and it's like the distance from the UK to Turkey. So it's further than people think.
It is, yeah, because people think New Zealand and Australia are like next door neighbors.
Yeah. Well, we are, but the thing is, we're so isolated down the bottom of the South Pacific
from everybody else
that they're really, next to us. The next thing is a few islands, Samoa, Tonga, Niue. So we're like the South Pacific gang, But I love the whole tiki culture, which we you get into, and now the link with the Maori to Honolulu and the Hawaiian people, which I really believe there's a definite link there between those two cultures.
You got a small cryptid hominid there, the Menahune in Hawaii.
Oh, really?
So Rhys, what would you say that your favorite cryptid website in the whole world would be?
That's a difficult one. I'd probably have to say Cryptomundo. Yeah.
I would say that's a good choice.
And I would probably say it wasn't really a difficult one.
Well, thanks for sharing your cryptid background and interest with us, Rhys.
No worries.
Good day.
Good day.